Young and Restless 2-week spoilers August 10 to 21. Nikki explodes at Nick as hidden truths erupt. Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers for August 10 to 21, 2026 bring drama with Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, losing it and raging at Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow. But all is not as it seems once you realize what's actually going on. Plus, some serious secret spills. Also, in the 2 weeks of August 10th through the 21st, we've got Devin Hamilton Winters, Bryton James, in a better mood at last. Plus, Cassie Newman, Cameron Grimes, is back and lots more. Let's jump right into it. Monday, August 10th on Young and the Restless. We've got Nick hiding out at the sketchy motel doing drugs and ignoring messages from Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinel. And then Nick is high. He passes out and he has a nightmare about his demons. Matt Clark, Roger Howarth, shows up in the dream and claims he's there to help Nick figure out why he likes doing drugs. He takes him to the shadow room and they see Sharon's passed out at one of the tables and she's dressed like a junkie. So, she's passed out in black nails, grungy clothes, and in the dream, Nick got Sharon hooked on drugs also. He sees Mariah only it's not her. It is really Cassie who now hates Nick for what she's done to Sharon. And Cassie is blasting Nick for leaving rehab after just a day. So, Nick grabs up Sharon to take her to rehab. And then suddenly Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, is in the backseat and starts strangling Nick. And then we flip to a scene at the new ranch and Adam and Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan, are screaming at Nick that Connor Newman, Judah Mackey, is dead. He got into Nick's fentanyl and the kid overdosed. And Chelsea says they're going to take Christian Newman away from him. And then all of a sudden, Nick's back at the shadow room and there's Nikki raging at Nick, telling him that he is a liar, and Victor Newman, Eric Braden, is calling him a disgrace. Turns out Nikki and Victor broke up again. They're blaming Nick. And then Nikki orders a doubled vodka and Victor says that Nick has destroyed their family. Then Victoria appears at Nick's bedside saying he tried to be everybody's hero. Then he wakes up from this bad dream. New character Marie Kirkland, Jade Harlow, is banging on the door and Nick sees missed messages from Christian, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, and Adam. Marie asks if Nick's okay and said she heard noises. He said it was just a nightmare and Marie wants to know if he'll share his drugs with her. Tuesday, August 11th on The Young and the Restless. Devin gathers Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, Abby Newman, Melissa Ordway, and Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, all at Lily's place and says he's got something to tell them that will change their lives. Nick gets comfort from his new friend, Marie. Unfortunately, looks like she's another pill popper. Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, sees a very different side of Victoria. She is really distraught about Nick going missing from rehab and dodging calls and texts from the family. Kyle's holding her as Victoria cries, and then they pull apart, but their faces are really close together, and it looks like Kyle and Victoria may kiss. Wednesday, August 12th on Young and Restless. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, gets a heads up from Kane about Billy Abbott's, Jason Thompson, new scheme. So, this may be about Jill's secret that Billy is obsessed with finding out. We also have Nate getting some advice from Lily. He's considering a return to the medical field. And of course, you'll remember Holden's mom, Stephanie Simmons, Vivica A. Fox, has been wanting Nate to come back to the hospital even if he can't be a surgeon again. So, Lily may want Nate to stay at Winters, but obviously will respect his decision. Also on Wednesday, Nick officially hits rock bottom. He's still in that rowdy motel room. He tries to get Marie to leave and Nick is telling Marie that he came there to be alone, but she tells Nick that he should relax. And Marie says she and Nick could have the time of their lives. So, it sounds like he's going to have a drug and sex fest with this chick, Marie. And of course, Nick's family is going to be horrified if they find him like that. Then on Thursday, August 13th, TH's episode of Young and the Restless, we know that Victor and Nikki are supposed to be in Venice, Italy. However, Victor and Nikki are back in Genoa City this week talking about how worried they're about Nick. So, it looks like Nikki and Victor might have cut their trip short and came home early because Nick has gone missing and the whole family is frantic. Billy lets Jack and Kyle in on a secret. And this may be about the Jill Abbott, Jess Walton thing, or Billy may be running his mouth again about Sally Spectra's, Courtney Hope, deal with Adam for Newman Media. Billy is talking to Kyle and Jack up at the Chancellor Park Overlook Cafe. And I'm interested to see if Kane's advanced warning to Jack has him taking a big sideways look at whatever Billy says, because he's clearly obsessed and it feels like he's about to mess up his new life with Sally. Then on Friday, August 14th, on The Young and the Restless, Chelsea and Adam talk about some unresolved issues from the past. I suspect Chelsea and Adam are almost at a tipping point with the Newman family drama. Victor is hellbent on punishing Billy for taking Newman Media, and he's been planning to target Sally. So, Adam and Chelsea may walk away. Maybe Nick's crisis will convince Victor he needs to stop all his awful plans, but honestly, it would take a miracle. This week, Sharon, Victoria, and Nikki are all talking at the new ranch, and they are all super stressed about Nick still being missing. We've got Billy causing problems between Kane and Lily. They're in a good place. They're on the path to reconciliation, but his fixation on Chancellor and Jill's secret may force Kane to fire Billy. But if Kane does that, Billy may come unglued. Nikki's trying really hard to keep up appearances this week. She may be trying to hide how worried she is about Nick from everybody else. And we're going to find out more about Billy's fixation on Jill by the end of this week. If you ask me, Billy is proving Lily right. Remember, she didn't even want Kane to hire Billy in the first place because she knew he was going to keep being a train wreck. And that's what he's doing right off the rails. Then the week of August 17th through the 21st, the search for Nick intensifies. They really need to find him and get him back to rehab. That's the same motel everybody uses for dodgy stuff. Ian Ward, Ray Wise, has been there. Jordan Howard, Colleen Zank, Jeremy Stark, James Hyde, Adam's been there. Sharon's been there. So many people. So, you'd think they would think, hey, let's go check that sketchy motel. It would be great if it was Adam who saved Nick. Unfortunately, it might be Matt who saves him again, as part of this redemption thing. We'll see if Victoria and Kyle cross a line of whether they go from kissing to canoodling to the bedroom. Of course, that would get really messy because Claire Newman, Haley Aaron, might not like it and Victor would be infuriated. We also have Billy making terrible decisions and he could very well lose Sally. At a minimum, I think she's about to hit Billy with a "this is your last chance" buddy type of ultimatum, because how much more should Sally take before something's got to give with Billy? We know Devin and Abby turn a corner soon. So, hopefully Devin is out of this funk and will stop pushing Abby away. And honestly, Mariah's return may actually be the key to Devin putting his anger behind him, since she's the one who started it. Adam and Chelsea are worried about Nick and they're worried about Sally, and they don't need any more of Victor's stress in their lives. So, they're thinking what needs to give. We should learn more about Jill's secret soon. I am hoping to see Tessa Porter, Kate Fairbanks, and Aria for at least a couple of scenes. Now that Mariah is home and they are putting their family back together, it shouldn't be all off-screen. Matt and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, get much closer, much to everyone's dismay. Kane and Lily lock in and move forward with their renewed relationship. And Danny Romalotti, Michael Damson, is working on a new love song, and he's going to be singing it to Christine Blair Romalotti, Lauralee Bell, soon.